Alright, for this question here, we can see that a racing car of mass 500 kg, including driver but not fuel. So in this case, there is no fuel for the first case. Okay, for the first case, there is no fuel here. Now, so it decelerate from 50 to 30 meter per second when approaching a bend. So I have drawn here. Okay, initially the car is 50 meter per second. Okay, then we decelerate to 30 meter per second. Okay, if you read further, you'll see that the brakes exert a retarding force of 7,000 Newton. So in this case, obviously the car here will be slowed down when exerting by a 7,000 Newton in the opposite direction. When object moving here, the force must exert in the opposite direction in order for it to decelerate, right? So it exert in these directions. So finally, it will slow down. So for this process to happen from here to here, it takes time t1. This is what the statement is trying to say. Okay, you can take some time to read the questions. So this is the case 1. So for the case 1, no fuel. The mass is basically just 500 kilogram because it's not including the fuel. The time taken to decelerate is t1. So for the second case, they say the time for it to decelerate when it has a full load. Okay, this is full load of 130 kg of fuel. So in this case, the case 2 is full load with the fuel. So the mass will be 500 kg of the mass of the car plus the 130 kg of this fuel. So total is 630 kilogram. And it takes time t2. Okay, this is the time to take t2. So this is the situation here. So how do we get the time difference? So our job is to get t2 minus t1. So what do you think? What is the steps to solve these problems? Now, so you have force, you have time, you have velocities. So the most direct way must be using F net equals to ma, right? The Newton's second law. So what is the F net in this case? F net, okay, let's treat to the right as positive. Okay, right as a positive direction, so the F is pointing to the left. So this is negative 7,000 equals to mm is 500, a is v minus u over t. The v is 30, u is 50 over dt1. All right, so basically from here we can find t1 ourselves. So what is the value of t1? Okay, try to count yourself. Now, what about full load with fuel? So it's the same thing again because it basically act by the same force. So the force again is negative 7,000. But obviously the mass is different. The mass is now become 630. Okay, the new mass 630. V again is the same, is 30 minus 50 divided by t2. So in this case, try to find t2. Okay, now so it is very obvious. Once you find the t1 and t2, you can find the answers for the difference, right? So alright, so in this case, what is the value of t1? The t1 is 1.43 second. The t2 will be 1.80 second. So the answer will be, so the answer for t2 minus t1 will be 1.80 minus 1.43 will be equal to 0.37 seconds. So the answer is A.